Welcome back. As you can see behind us, Highway 77 just south of the interstate in Chipley, Florida is once again allowing traffic. After a few fits and starts, namely yesterday afternoon, the Department of Transportation realized that the flexible blue pipe that we've been showing in some of our other coverage was rated at 40 pounds per square inch, whereas the black pipe could handle much more. The issue was very obvious once they kicked in some of these auxiliary pumps, which are going to continue to stay in operation for a while, and the coupling simply would not hold. So the reopening of Highway 77 was delayed by a couple of hours, but at the end of the day, and it happened at the end of the day, motorists can once again traverse this section of Highway 77 between the interstate and State Park Road. One development that's obviously become more poignant now is the fact that now that we have the highway open, people can get to Blue Lake and the park surrounding the lake. Here adjacent to us now, we're looking at the lakes. Water levels significantly lower than they have been, but the problem now is contamination and the risk for disease. Behind us right now, you can see staff from Washington County starting to assess the damage to the community building here at Blue Lake. It was underwater for a significant period of time, so they don't know at this point how much damage they're going to have to repair. Obviously, anything that was made out of concrete will be okay, but obviously, again, has to be pressure washed and decontaminated before it can actually be used. If you are familiar with the area, you know that we have adjacent septic tanks and obviously lots of road and flotsam and jetsam that comes off the highway and from these rights-of-way. And even though we try to keep that area as clean as possible, there is lots of stuff that you probably wouldn't want in your bathtub. Were you to swim in Blue Lake right now, you'd be exposing yourself and, more importantly, your children to those kinds of opportunities for disease. If you have a lowered immune system particularly, you're going to be subject even more poignantly to these kinds of issues. So at this point, the Washington County Health Department is suggesting you stay away from and out, certainly, of the water here at Blue Lake. No fishing, no swimming, and even the children's play area at this point being significantly contaminated to the point where I wouldn't want my kids or grandkids on it. When you're underwater in the adverse conditions that we found ourselves for 10 days, as it were, obviously a lot of stuff went into Blue Lake that ordinarily does not occur in nature or on a natural basis. To the right of me here, we have a notice by the Florida Department of Health through the Washington County Health Department advising folks not to swim, not to participate in sports with this water because of the increased bacterial level. Over my other shoulder, as you can see, we have a gentleman already fishing these waters, pulling fish from the waters. You decide. Our hats are off to the Department of Transportation. Lest it go unsaid, these guys were working 12-hour shifts for almost 2 weeks, continue to do so in some cases. The maintenance department, as you can see behind us here, still maintaining a couple of semi-permanent pumps, which will continue to empty the ditches of water. Until all of this water is gone, they're not really going to know what the long-term effects are to the highway. The opening of the highway was delayed by a couple of days, even after the road surface was dry, to hopefully eliminate the possibility of further road damage because of that substrate under the road being wet. Should we have allowed heavy traffic immediately following the road simply being dry to the touch, we probably would have ended up with severe problems. And if you didn't like the 10-day delay that we just experienced, you probably wouldn't like the 2-month delay that we would experience should we have to rebuild the road. As we mentioned, the Department of Transportation just doing a wonderful job, in our world anyway, with allowing people the information to know what's going on. If you liked our coverage of the event, and if you are a regular viewer of the show on Comcast Cable, we appreciate that. If you are seeing this on Facebook, YouTube, or on our website, please like us so that you get updates whenever we post new photo galleries, video clips, or news stories such as this one. We'll be right back.